Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 2024 and another part of this Newcastle United series where we are trying to recover from a really poor start to the season. Last time out we did lose to Manchester United. Despite winning against Inter Milan, the league form kept slipping defeats to both Manchester clubs. And in the very next game it continued with a 1-1 draw against Feyenoord in the Champions League, Santiago Jimenez scoring in the last 10 minutes. But we did then get a crucial victory over Chelsea. We went 2-0 up through Dan Burn and Giorgio Scalvini, but then Lukaku and Mudryk with the equalisers. But Callum Wilson in the 75th minute managed to score the winner. And that started a little winning run where we beat Leicester 3-1. It took until the second half for us to completely unload on them as we came from 1-0 down to win the game. We then smashed Servette for 6 in the Champions League. A nice victory with Isak scoring 2 goals in that game. Then we beat Burnley 3-0, Joe Linton with the brace there, before having a really unfortunate result against West Ham. We were 1-1 and then in the 94th minute they scored to take the victory. We did beat Leeds though, bouncing back well, Torres and Isak with braces apiece, and then we beat Celtic 3-2. The XG in that game was 6 for us and 1 for them, so in no way was that scoreline reflective of how that match went. And then in our last game, lots of drama at the end. Wilson had a penalty, which he converted in the 90th minute, but then we immediately conceded Geraldo Becker with the goal for Everton, which means that in the Premier League at this stage in the season, we are down in 8th place. We are 7 points off the top. It's not the end of the world. It's so tight in this league. Every team has lost at least 4 games and we're not even halfway through the season. There are very few draws taking place in the Premier League this season. And it means that we do still have a chance both of top 4 but also even potentially of defending our title. But it starts by winning games and we need to do that. We've got a good run of fixtures in the league. So we're going to take on Liverpool today, then probably go through the January transfer window all the way up to Manchester City, and then probably finish off the Champions League group against Napoli. So that's the plan for today. January transfer window and also finish the Champions League campaign. That's going really well. We are top of the group in the league, 5 points clear. So just one good result would probably, one good result will get us through to the top 8 positions and allow us to skip around to the Champions League, save a couple of games to focus on our league campaign. So we need to beat Liverpool today if we're going to have a chance of more silverware. You can see United, Brentford and Arsenal already through to the semi-finals. I'm not too upset regardless of which way this game goes. Like if we go out, then it saves us a couple of semi-finals and potentially a final of fixtures. But a win means that it's just United and Arsenal in our way. And it looks like a slightly weakened Liverpool team. Quite a lot of changes. Mo Salah not even in the matchday squad and we're playing a pretty strong team. So I would expect us to get the victory here that will give us a chance in the semi-finals. And then hopefully we get Brentford in the semi-finals for an easier passage to a big final at Wembley. But we do need to do the business here, and it doesn't help that inside 12 minutes, both of our central defenders have been booked. Konate now plays it forward. Darwin, pace could cause us a lot of issues. Bruno does well to intercept, but he's given it away straight away. And now Darwin is in, and we do just manage to get it clear. But Jota trying to keep it alive, goes to the byline. Burn then clears it by sending it across the box, and Gordon can bring it away. This Liverpool team still fairly strong despite missing several key players. Defence looks like it could be vulnerable. But I mean, they're such a deep and strong squad, this Liverpool team. I need to start thinking about January transfer signings. I think we need to bring in a couple of top quality big name players. We've got a lot of youth players, but we need to probably go for those high profile signings now. Shore up our support from the board and the fans who both want those high profile signings. We've got money in the bank. We've also had bids come in for Sean Longstaff, so he's leaving the club for 17.5 million to go to Saudi Arabia, where he'll make a fortune. And we've also had a bid come in for 43 million, I think, for Harvey Barnes, which I've accepted. I think that was by Burnley. So Harvey Barnes will also, subject to agreeing personal terms, be leaving the club. And that gives us even more money to invest in the team as Liverpool go on the attack here. Darwin's in behind. An excellent composure there. It looked like he was shaping to put it in the far corner, but he went for the near corner there. Checking it for offside, but I'm pretty sure he was onside as that went in. And indeed, the goal is given. Kanate over the top. Diaz round the corner, played in Darwin. And yeah, it looked like he was going far post, but he went near post, and that's what caught out Pope. Really nice finish from him, and we are now a goal down against Liverpool, and they are definitely the better team so far. Our entire central defensive unit, including Bruno, now on yellow cards. There could well be a second one in this game, so we might have to think about prioritising that for a change, despite the fact that we're actually chasing a result, as Pope does very well to save that effort, has to be said. Next up, Robertson is going to take the corner for Liverpool. Ball swings in, and we do head it wide. You can see it's all Liverpool in this game. We've barely got going, which is annoying given we've got our strongest 11 out there. It's going to be a complete waste of a fixture if they don't perform and at least give us a chance. But we're heading into half-time. Maybe we can refresh at half-time unless there's a chance here. Oh, we sold him short, and Botman couldn't commit because he was on a yellow. And Luis Diaz has finished that in a very nice way to make it 2-0, and that is probably all over, I would say. So it might be worth just thinking about letting this competition go at this stage. I don't know. I don't like doing that, but we really need to focus on our league campaign. Champions League coming as well. It's just a really poor performance. I'm going to make the changes to the defensive unit, I think, early in this second half. Just make sure we don't get anybody suspended for upcoming games. So take off the two centre-backs, take off Bruno, bring on Sean Longstaff for what may well be his final game for the club, and then see if we can turn this around. I think Isak might need to come off as well. He's not really doing much in this game. And then we'll save the last one in case we need to make a late change, or if we have an injury. Darwin plays it in. Oh, and Jota is in behind. He's cut inside, and Pope is the only thing keeping us in this game right now. The team are not performing well at all. Going to demand a little bit more from them because they don't seem to be looking like they're going to react themselves, and Pope does make the save. But at the moment, 2-0 down. If we don't score soon, then this really is going to be all over. And it doesn't look like that. Team talk, substitutions, nothing is giving us a stranglehold on this game, and Liverpool are just continuing to dominate. Trying to encourage the team, see if that works. Yep, nice reaction there. Is it enough? Well, we've had another shot and one on target as well. And we are now starting to tick a little bit, but the goal has to come soon. Otherwise, this just isn't going to work out. Trippier now with the throw-in. Finds Wilson. It's taken away. I'm going to bring Liverpool on for Trippier. Now Kanate to Endo. Gravenberch to Szoboszlai. Gravenberch on the attack. Could be all over here. Elliott. Sent back to Gomez. All the way back to Kelleher. He launches it. Doyle with the header. Now Tonali. To Gordon. Trying to turn them. Can't find Tonali in the middle. And Liverpool could counter, but Trippier's won it back. And now Gravenberch has won it back. Mazraoui to Endo. Out wide to Jones with way too much space. He's keeping it narrow. Charging inside. Gets inside. And that's a very nice individual goal from Curtis Jones to make it 3-0. And that is our Carabao Cup campaign at an end. These were the sorts of fixtures last season. I know this is the Carabao Cup. We went out early last time, but when we played the top teams, we were doing well and getting victories. But it seems like this season we are losing to the big teams and occasionally slipping up against the smaller teams as well, which is not really what you want. And we're going into damage limitation mode now. We're not going to turn this game around. Let's just keep it 3-0 and get home. And then focus on the league and the Champions League, I guess. We've still got the FA Cup, of course, as well. But I am really not happy with how that game's gone. We were completely outplayed and outclassed. And it's a sign that we maybe do need to be going into the transfer market to bring in some big name, well-known players who can maybe turn around our season as we go forward. So January transfer window is going to be the big thing. I'll play through quite a few of these games here. Probably all of these until the Man City game and then the Napoli game. We'll see who we've brought in, who else might leave, and if we can get ourselves a little bit higher up this league table, maybe into the top 4 spaces through the January transfer window. Well, we are deep into the January transfer window now, and we have made a couple of big money, big name signings that still, I think, represent very good value. So in terms of players leaving, we had Sean Longstaff go for 17.5, Jacob Murphy for 12.25, and then I've let Lewis Hall and Michael Indueni also leave, joining Garang Kwol, who went out on loan earlier in the year. So a few youngsters going out, and that's made room for the new players coming in. And those that I've signed, the first one, Teo Hernandez, has joined the team. An absolutely brilliant left back, which was the weakest part of our defensive unit since we let Matt Targett go. He's not cost that much more than Matt Targett cost. Obviously, all cash up front to activate his release clause, and he's already done well, getting 1 assist and man of the match performance since joining us for 52 million, now valued at 85 to 94. So he's excellent business. The other one is Mikel Oyarzabal. He's joined us, absolutely sensational player playing down that left flank. His stats are unbelievable. That leadership, vision, work rate, determination, also high in the mentals. Penalty taking, passing, technique, finishing, all really high. Playing mostly down that left wing position, can play elsewhere. £64 million he cost us, but valued at 112 to 123. So we basically doubled our money on him. But those two will be first team, world class quality players coming in, ready to hit the ground running. Now, last time we did lose to Liverpool in the EFL Cup quarter-final. We've had a bit of a good time of it since then, but not as good as I maybe would have hoped. To draw with Brentford was disappointing. We had to come from 1-0 down to get the point in that one. Then we beat Southampton 3-1, 2 for Isak, 1 for Gordon, as we routinely got them out of the way. Very disappointing defeat to Wolves. We just were not at the races that day, and they punished us for it. We beat Aston Villa though 3-1, which was quite nice, and then a draw with Coventry in the FA Cup meant an extra fixture unnecessarily. But we beat Southampton 3-0, 2 for Joelinton, 1 for Isak. Twice in a very short period of time we beat Southampton. 1-0 narrow victory over Nottingham Forest, and then we beat Coventry 3-1 to make it through to the next round of the FA Cup, where we will play West Ham next. So what we'll do now is have a look at the Man City and Villarreal game. But if we look at the Premier League, we can see we're just up to 5th place now, only 5 points off Liverpool. So despite it being an awful season so far with 8 defeats, we're not actually that far off the top of the table. The league is going to be won with a very low points total this season. So loads of teams still potentially in the fight. I'd say anyone in the top 6 still able to win this title. But we need to beat Manchester City. They are currently in 2nd place. They're pushing for the title. They win their game in hand. They go level with Liverpool at the top. So we need to get the job done. Both Hernandez and Oyarzabal in the team, trying to form a relationship down that left flank. We've got Scalvini and Botman in the centre, Trippier on the right. Usual midfield trio, and then Isak up top as well. Oyarzabal hasn't yet really contributed in the couple of games that he has played for us. So hopefully today against this Man City team, he can do the job. They've got Nico Williams in the team now as well. Pep is still manager. There was a time when it looked like both me and Pep might be sacked earlier in the season, but we both hung on. And now Kieran Trippier is taking the free kick. Goes to Oyarzabal on the far side. He plays it into Botman in a good position. Back to Joelinton, block. Trippier following in. And he has found the top corner. Barely a minute on the clock, and we have taken the lead at St James's Park against Manchester City. Oyarzabal did well to keep that ball in. Botman had so much space there, and he tried to pull it back for Joelinton. Fell to Trippier, nice chest down, and then on the half volley there, it's almost like he did a little skip before he hit that one into the back of the net, and we are 1-0 up against Manchester City. The perfect start. Can we sustain it? As it stands, we would go 2nd in the table. Other teams still to play, but that would be quite the turnaround from when we were down in sort of 13th, and I think at one point even 14th place in the league at the start of this season. We are in the hunt for our title defence, which shows how far we've come. And with these extra signings, we should really be able to push on in that title defence as well. Gavardio now trying to bring the ball forward for Man City. John Stones forward to Bernardo. Williams out on the right. Cuts inside. Haaland is there. And of course, he puts the ball in the top corner. You only have to give him a sniff. I mean, he's not actually done much damage to us in games that we've played against Man City during this series. But he does now do some damage. He's been scoring a lot of goals, as he always does in this game. And that was an excellent finish. Past Nick Pope, nothing he can do when you hit the ball like that. You've got to sort of zone them out before you get to that point with good defensive structures. And that would see us drop down a little bit and allow Liverpool to get further ahead of us. So we do need to try and come back. And Tonali gets the mesh in. He's charging down the right flank. Players in the middle to aim at. He finds Torres. Bruno. He's trying to put it across to Theo Hernandez, but it didn't work out. Tonali's won it again, though, and found Isak, who's put it in the back of the net. I'd be surprised if that was offside. It might be. Oh, and it is given as a goal. Torres to Bruno. Ball came across. Bernardo Silva got it. Sent back to Gvardiol. Tonali wins it. Yeah, he's clearly onside. And Isak there with an excellent instinctive finish to put it in the back of the net and make it 2-1. And now we just need to keep this going. You can see City have been dominating this games, but we've done well with the 2 chances that we've really created in this match. And it means that we are winning as we head towards half-time. And it'll be a crucial win for us if we can see this out. And leave Guardiola in a little bit of a sticky situation down there in 5th place as it stands. And now we've got a corner. Trippier to take it. Swings it in, and Scalvini was there, but couldn't get to it. Haaland away, but only as far as Scalvini again. Bruno's gone for it, but that has just gone over the bar there. Not quite into the back of the net, but we are still doing well. We're going to go to a slightly more cautious approach. We've managed to freeze City out a little bit of late. Trippier's on a booking in a full-back position in a game where we need to be defensively minded, so I'm going to take him off. Might need to bring Oyarzabal off as well. He's struggling for fitness a little bit. Scalvini forward to Livramento. Now Bruno. Out wide to Oyarzabal. Can he do something? He went for the flare there and it didn't quite work out. De Bruyne. Ooh, there's a tackle in there and it's a red card. Tonali has been sent off. I'm not really sure what happened. I can only assume it's something like a high boot. And I think we're going to have to change up the formation a little bit now with this defensive sort of positioning in mind. Take Oyarzabal off for João Neves and then take Torres off, even though he can actually play in that position reasonably well. I think I would rather bring Gertrudia on in that defensive midfield role. I don't know what that flag's about. Maybe we need to change his position from attack to some, or just swap him out with Neves. There we go, that's a bit better. Yeah, that looks a bit better, I think. No, I'll play, Gertrudia in the centre there. Joe Linton, Isaac up front, Bruno in behind. Although actually I can swap Bruno and Gertrudia around, that's even better. I think that should enable us, if we go defensive, to see the rest of this game out. 20 minutes to go, very few options available to us. We can still make another substitution. Don't have many players that I'd really want to bring on though, so we're going to see if these boys can see us out. Good test for Theo Hernandez this, to see if he can marshal that back line. Botman, Haaland, it's just gone wide. But they opened us up there. The trouble is we don't really have protection on either flank now, so you need Livramento and Theo Hernandez to really play out of their skin if we're going to see this through. We're going to go very, very defensive now. Also, take Joe Linton off. Do we have anybody to come in there? Not really. We haven't got enough central midfielders. Maybe Isak should go off and Wilson can run at them. He's on his own up there, Wilson. 8 minutes. Where have they found 8 minutes from? That is insane. Can we do this with 10 men? It looks like we might. And we have beaten Manchester City. That's exactly the kind of result we needed to get. Down to 10 men for so long. And yet we still managed to get the win. Tonali was the man who got sent off, but he's also the man that basically got us our first 2 goals. So no problem from me with Tonali getting sent off there. We have done extremely well to win that match, and it sets us up so well as Orlando get £3 million from us. It sets us up so well for this Premier League run-in. You can see where we are now. The other teams have played, and Man City further behind us, 2 points, but they can still go up there if they win their game in hand. Oh no, they don't have a game in hand on Liverpool anymore, but Liverpool could open up a 4-5 point gap over us. So that's what we're watching, but that's a really important win. We've got to win those games if we're going to actually push towards the title. And looking ahead at our fixtures now, we've got a lovely little run in until basically this Chelsea United double-header. And then the end of the season is going to be pretty chaotic if we're going to win it. So lots of interesting games to come. Next up, though, we need to beat Villarreal. That should guarantee us our place in the last 16 of the Champions League, I think. So that would be pretty nice as well. But let's go ahead to that game and see if we can get the win we need. Well, for this one, Anthony Gordon is coming in on the right. Otherwise, not too many changes from the previous team. Tonali obviously not suspended for this one. He's suspended in the league. So I'm going to play him today to see if we can get the win against Villarreal. They are obviously a difficult team. They have Jeremy Pino and Danjuma, who are both very good in this game. The rest of the team also not bad. So if we do manage to get the right run of fixtures, we will finish in the last 16. Even just a draw, I think, will be enough on just looking at that temporary table. But obviously, other teams winning, losing could impact that as well. But it'd be nice to be seeded for the last 16 by finishing in the top 8 here. You can see all the teams below us that we've been doing much better than. The top 8 there is quite interesting. Benfica in there as well. But we do need to try and just get the win. Absolutely guarantee it'd be nice to win this little mini league as well if we can. I think a win today would help that. Here is a corner for Kieran Trippier. Swings it in. Scalvini's in there. It's come down. Foyth away, but Trippier's still got it. Might have a go, and he does. And it is just wide of the goal. Not a bad effort that from Trippier. He seems to be getting a bit more attacking minded. Trippier now with the corner goes in. Botman's there, but it's over the bar. Trippier obviously so good at the set piece. It'd be interesting to test Ayozabel's penalty taking as well if we get the opportunity. Parejo puts the ball in. Oh, just over from Mandy there. Is that Mandy or Mandel? Let's see. Yeah, Mandy. Well, that was a boring first half, wasn't it? So I'm not happy with that. And then send them back out, see if we can get the win we need. We would still qualify for the top 8 with a game in hand if we maintain this position. Trippier, though, with a free kick. Gone for goal. Ooh, hit the crossbar there. It was still quite a central effort, so not sure if the keeper might have got it if it had been on target, but got a ball over the top here for Isak. Foyth does well, taking it. Now Cuenca back to Foyth. Holds up and goes back to the keeper, who then has to go route 1, but Scalvini's won it for us. Now Bruno. Got Gordon out wide. Gordon knocks it on. Comes back to Gordon again to try once more. He goes to João Neves this time. He's charging in the area towards the byline. Back to Teo Hernandez, who's gone down in the box, and that will be a penalty. Now, I can't remember if I've actually put Ayozabal on penalties, so we'll have to see if he's on it or not, or if I have time to change it. Is he going to let me change it? Oh, I don't think so. Who's on it? Is it Isak or is it Ayozabal? It is Isak, and he scores it anyway. Isak with the penalty. He is our main striker. It makes sense that he takes the penalties, but I think Ayozabal will ultimately get them because he's just a bit more clinical with the way he takes them. It was a very nice penalty. Sent the keeper the wrong way and tucked it in that far corner, and that gives us a great advantage here in this game, which I'm going to look to protect if I can. We've got a couple of changes to make. Put Doyle on for Teo Hernandez. And then a little change in central defence as well. Keep the players fit and happy. Have to make another couple of changes soon. Well, Gordon's injured, so let's make them now. Bring on maybe Miggy Almiron on the right. And then Bruno should probably come off for... So Sean Longstaff would usually be pretty good in this position. Maybe we'll just take Trippier off for now. Bring Livramento on. We've got the ball though. Bruno's on it. Finds the Ayozabal. Back to João Neves. Room for Doyle. Just come on. Ayozabal's behind him. Finds him. Now João Neves arriving and he's gone down in the box. And that will be a penalty which Isak no doubt will want to take again. It just doesn't come up with a little pop-up to let you change your penalty taker anymore. Ayozabal is taking this one instead of Isak, which is interesting. And Ayozabal has missed it after all that chat. He has missed it. I don't know how that decision making was going in the game there, but he has missed that penalty. And Tonali now from the corner looks for Botman, but Jorgensen does just have the height to be able to pluck that one before it lands with him. I thought he might have slightly misjudged it, but it did land in a retrievable area for him. And now João Neves pushes it out wide. Ayozabal is there, puts it into Isak. And that is a point blank stop from Jorgensen as Isak tried to nod it home. I'll take Isak off, I think. Probably go with Callum Wilson. Almiron goes after the loose ball. 10 minutes left to go. We are still looking pretty good. Villarreal barely threatened us in this game, and as it stands, we would be second in the overall group stage, but we would be qualifying. If we can just see this out. Doyle to Botman. Now Bruno. Back to Botman. Doyle trying to come forward. Ayorbal. Back to Botman. Pope. Back to Botman again. Looks like it might be a good chance here. Ayorbal's managed to get in behind. Finds João Neves. Oh, he's hit the woodwork. Almiron straight at Jorgensen. Not able to get the power behind it with the ball having come back off the bar. Oh, we've given it away here. Danjuma on the counter. Surely not like this. They've done nothing all game, but Danjuma gets in. And fortunately, he's put it wide for us. That would have been really poor if we'd thrown it away, given they had nothing up to that point. And we really should have scored a lot more. And here's another chance for them from the corner, but Pope has taken it. Can we counter? They're going to be committing everybody forward. Pope taking his time with it to run the clock down. Now launches it. Wilson is up there. And it's come down for Foyth. He plays it to Yeremy Pina. Taking it down the right flank. Oh, and it has gone in. Danjuma scored. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I think we're still going to qualify, but very frustrating when that happens. We should have scored 3 goals today. We've missed a penalty, and then in the 93rd minute, a missed defensive error there from Botman has allowed Danjuma to score. Definitely Botman at fault there. I mean, Botman scored a few this season. He's allowed to concede a few. Just going to say well done, lads, on qualifying. That's all that really matters. And we are through, game in hand, so we can enjoy that a little bit. And we're back in the Champions League places as well. But we have qualified for the round of 16. So we're in an excellent position there in the Champions League as well. We'll get a bit of time off, not having to play those extra qualifying playoff games in the Champions League. And it means that we can focus a little bit on the Premier League over the next few games. So I think next time I come back, it'll probably be around either the Chelsea United doubleheader or the Champions League games, depending on how it goes. But we should be all right to win a few of these league games. I mean, we should win all 7 of those if things go well, and that would probably close the gap on Liverpool, if not put us in a position to win the whole thing. So do drop a like on this video if you enjoyed our little resurgence. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. But until next time, see ya.